All right, let's talk about something every single Salesforce developer runs into: handling file uploads in Lightning Web Components. You know the drill. You need a user to attach a document, maybe an image, or really any kind of file to a record. Well, you've come to the right place. So you're deep into a project, and bam, here it is, that classic requirement. The user needs to upload a file. And at first, you're thinking, how hard can that be? But then you start worrying about security, file size limits, making sure it actually attaches to the right record. It gets complicated fast. But what if I told you the solution was already built for you? Well, it is. Meet the absolute hero of our story today, the Lightning File Upload Base Component. This is Salesforce's official, out-of-the-box solution, and honestly, it's designed to make your life way, way easier. So let's dive in and see what makes this thing so powerful. I mean, look at all the heavy lifting this one component does. It takes care of the entire upload process for you. It manages all the security checks behind the scenes. It even enforces those platform file size limits without you writing a single line of extra code. And this is the big one. It automatically attaches the files to a specific record and works everywhere, from your desktop to the mobile app. It's a real game changer. Okay, let's get our hands dirty. It's time for our first build. In this section, we're just going to get the basic functionality up and running, and you're about to see just how ridiculously simple it is to go from uploading one file to handling a whole bunch of them at once. And this slide just says it all, doesn't it? Seriously, look at this. On the left, you've got your code for a single file upload. On the right, for multiple files. What's the only difference? That one little word, the multiple attribute. That's it. You just add that one attribute, and you've completely changed the component's behavior. How cool is that? So the HTML kind of sets the stage, right? But the real action, the real magic, happens in your JavaScript. As soon as that upload finishes, the component fires off an onUploadFinished event. And this is where you get to take the wheel. The event handler gives you a list of all the files that were successfully uploaded, so you can update the UI, pop up a success message, or kick off any other logic your app needs. Okay, so an alert box works for a quick test, but let's be real. It's not exactly a great user experience, is it? For a real production-ready app, we need something better. So in this next part, let's upgrade our component and give it that professional, polished feel that users love. We can build out this much better UI in 3 really simple steps. First, we just start with that base component we're already familiar with. Second, instead of that boring alert, we'll add a little bit of UI code right below it to show the names of the files that just got uploaded. And third, for that really pro touch, we'll stick a preview button right next to each file. And, this is so much more than just adding a cool feature. It's really all about building trust with your user. When you show them a list of what they just uploaded and give them a preview button, you're giving them instant feedback. You're giving them the confidence that, yes, my action worked, and yep, I uploaded the right document. It saves so many headaches down the line. So how does that little preview button work its magic? It's actually way simpler than you might think. See, when a file gets uploaded, Salesforce gives it a unique document ID. Our JavaScript just grabs that ID when the button is clicked and builds a special URL that opens the file's download page in a brand new tab. No complicated APIs, no fuss. All right, our component is looking good. It works, it's user-friendly, but now it's time for the final step, that professional polish. Let's cover the rules and best practices you absolutely need to know to make sure your components are solid, secure, and totally ready for production. First things first, you got to know the rules of the road. Now, the component will handle enforcing these for you, but you need to be aware of them. A single file can be up to 2 gigabytes, which is actually pretty huge. But a user can only upload a max of 10 files in one go. And of course, this all works perfectly in Lightning Experience and on the mobile app. Now for our best practices, starting with the most critical one. Please always use the record ID attribute. This is what makes sure your uploaded files are automatically and correctly linked to the specific account or contact or whatever record the user is looking at. It's the key to keeping your data clean and organized. Next up, be proactive with your users. Use the accept attribute. Here, you can specify exactly which file types you want, like .pdf or .png. This does 2 awesome things. First, it filters the user's file selection window, guiding them to the right files. And second, it stops them from even trying to upload the wrong stuff in the first place. We talked about this before, but it's so important. It deserves to be a core best practice. Don't ever make your user guess if their upload worked. By showing a list of the files right there on the screen, you give them immediate, clear feedback that their job is done. It's just good design. And finally, that preview button. It's more than just a nice little feature. It's what separates a good component from a great one. Giving users the power to double-check their upload right away just builds so much confidence and makes your whole application feel that much more professional and usable.
Whew, okay, that was a lot to take in, right? So let's boil it all down into a simple blueprint. Think of this as your personal checklist for the next time you have to build one of these file upload features.
So let's run through it. You know how to implement both single and multiple file uploads with just one attribute. You're going to always attach files to a record using record ID. You'll provide that crucial feedback by showing a list of uploaded files. You'll add a user-friendly preview function for confidence. You'll guide users by enforcing file types with the accept attribute. And finally, you'll always keep those platform limits in the back of your mind.
And there you have it, the complete blueprint for building robust, professional, user-friendly file upload components in LWC. You've got everything you need to go from a basic requirement to a production-ready solution. So the only real question left is, with this awesome tool in your toolkit, what amazing thing are you going to build next?